This is logical MGTOW, and the topic would be essentially is that many women out there, MGTOW members and non-MGTOW members, and soon to be MGTOW members, hopefully, that they are not happy that men aren't going their own way. They'd rather be the dominant uh, gender in the sense that they want us men to be subservient. They feel that they've been subservient since the beginning of time. I wouldn't really call what women have been for a number of centuries and a number of years being subservient. We men have not gotten to the points to where that he didn't have any rights. Yet, of course, that's exactly how many women even today think when it comes to the male-female gender. Like, for example, earlier today, I saw one video that MGTOW brother was doing a topic on. She didn't like the fact that the general observation that she came up with essentially is that, oh, women are always catty. Oh, women are always at each other's throats, metaphorically. When it comes to men, oh, that's a load of shit. I think this and I think that, and she was she was essentially showing her bust line essentially. And the one thing is though, she thinks by doing that, and I'm sure many women even have tried this even in person, right in front of other men as well, to where they accentuate this by wearing something that that would essentially would more than accentuate at times the boobs, and in a way that the men would be mind boggled and focusing on that, and that men will agree to almost anything. MGTOW brothers, MGTOW members, and hopefully the soon-to-be MGTOW brothers members, and the red pill followers. We hopefully the new ones will not be so easily pulled into like a tractor beam, if you will. The one thing women don't like is that there's no men out there for them to control. There's no men out there for them to get away with. There's no men out there for them to for the woman to essentially drain his hard-earned finances from. But yet they would say, "Oh, there's no men to be in a relationship with out there. There's no real men out there to be where the women would be able to spend and share their lives with." Give me a break. The base of women are so ridiculous that the women won't even admit that they are way more than indecisive when it comes to relationships, the type of person, I mean, it's a long list, okay? The basic fact is that if you being a man were to try to do something with a woman or even be with a woman, she would weigh you out in her mind. And to your knowledge, would not know a damn thing. You wouldn't know, even by just looking at her while she stands there saying practically nada. Even if, maybe scads, right? You wouldn't know exactly what she's thinking, whether you're worth her time, whether or not, basically, you're worth her time or not. Whether she should be seen with you, whether she should be with you in general. MGTOW Spock says, don't stress over that. Women do not know anything when it comes to what they want, which goes to the point of them being indecisive. They don't know in any category of who they want in the sense of the type of man. But if you were to be what us MGTOW Brothers members consider to be simpish, aka blue pill, to where you would essentially would, if she generally accepted you in any way, that you'd become purple pillish, you would be going through a lot of hell. There's many, even the MGTOW men, that have gone through their own base of hell when it comes to women. There are many MGTOW men that have gone through the proverbial roller coaster of a woman's mood swings, their wonderment of loads of shit. It's like we have to decipher. We men have to decipher of what women would want from us and when. They won't just automatically. They don't feel that it's ladylike to just literally say it without hesitation, without malice, without nothing. Right. The one thing is, they want us to keep on going as if they're puzzles. But they don't want to do that when it comes to men. Though. They want us to think that they know they can figure us out without question. Women do not realize that, one, you've got the damn courts, ladies, on your side, on your behalf, when it comes to when it comes to the ending a marriage, when it comes to the general restraining order, when it comes to the stalking aspect, you got the law on your side on that aspect. When you feel that you've been stalked, ladies, the one thing is, no man, no intelligent, well-thinking man especially, would put up with that crap. If you send out signals that you're interested in them, ladies, you cannot accuse a man for having a deeper interest in you. Even if you don't truly have a deeper interest in, if the woman doesn't have a deeper interest in the man, They need to be straightforward and honest, not not a, not harshly, deeply negative type of honest. To the point it's like, oh, this is why I don't like you. This is why I think you're lower than the low. This is why I believe you're not worth my time. This is why this is what, you know. It could be there's a number of things. Okay. You know how many centuries men have had to deal with that until even if at all the woman decides to go along with the man, and that they feel that the woman feels that they've essentially gotten what they want, even if it is not at first this money and items such as these, for example. This is one of the many first things that young women in the teenage, if not 20-year-olds, would want you to pay for. And even if you have an account with men, if you have an account, they would want you to put them on your account and spend your hard-earned money on them with things like this, or things like what I'm making this video on. Because any woman that wants a man to spend money on them when it comes to any itemized object, even jewelry, flowers, dinner, lunch. Yet we got the feminist movement, starting with the current one, and they want to feel empowerment. They want to feel like they're important. You don't need a feminist movement for that, ladies. You don't need a feminist movement to feel important. You don't need a feminist movement to feel empowered. You don't need a feminist movement for anything. If you don't feel empowered enough as you human being, ladies, then there is something deeply wrong with you. And also, women cannot accept a man for who and how he is. If he likes Star Trek, if he likes Star Wars, if he likes anything scientific, or if he likes comic books, like the ones that play the various characters on The Big Bang Theory, for example, that go into that genre as well. They don't feel that the man in that aspect is worth their time. They're too weird. They're not real men. Men are not supposed to like certain things. Men are not supposed to be into deep with different things. Really, but women can be. We men don't have a right to have likes and interests and followings of things, but women are allowed to, right? Is that right, ladies? The one thing is, if any woman doesn't accept a man for who they are, and has not accepted a man for who they are, and how they are, and even when it comes to the type of job you have, and the way you make your income, and how you get your income, and how much of an income you get, even in the dollar amount, of course, which of course I know many women look at, and they claim, "Oh, I want to make sure that he makes enough for our future." together. Really, they want to make sure that that men make enough to the point to where you can spend more on them. The more you spend on them, the better they will feel, the better they will, better chances of them being with you longer. Men. That's the whole concept. And the more that they'd want to be seen with you in the public, the name of you. At least to name one of many, actually. The one thing is that women think they got the upper hand. They don't. They may say, well, men think that they have the upper hand, but we women can do this. We women can do that. We women can do things because we have the parts that men want on our bodies. Men are only after one thing. Men are only this way. Men are only that way. The one thing is you don't realize is that it's not 100% about that with many men. I'm not saying no. The one thing is that women think the men out there are say beyond simpish in a lower grade of things. And yet when they notice most of the men are going MGTOW, they don't like that. But it's okay for women to be following the general the feminist groups, right? The one thing is that women do not have the upper hand. They may have had the upper hand on when it comes to the matriarchal society. When the matriarchal society men are, for those who don't know, is a dominated society of women. A female-dominated society, essentially. And one thing. The true meaning of feminism is that they don't feel that they're being treated fairly. They don't feel like that men are treating them as equal as they should be feeling. It should be treated essentially. Oh, people are not equal. Doesn't matter what you do, we are not going to be equal. Doesn't matter what the feminist movement tries to do, especially tries to push through. We will never be equal. We could be equal when it comes to, say, liking things, having an interest in things, but the things that men are interested in and like to watch and like to do and like to, you get what I'm saying there. They want to downgrade it to where the man has nothing, but the woman has everything. The man can't have any interest and likings, but the woman can. Where's the equal fairness on that, ladies? You think, and women think that they have us when it comes to their boobs, the vajayjay, if you want to call it that. Mm, yet, when they go over to the points of having children, they use the child or children over the man's head like a pawn. And they think that's acceptable. They think the guy will do anything and everything that the woman wants, and to hell with what the man wants and how the man truly feels about things, right? What is wrong with women is that they don't get the fucking fact that if they keep on going down this pathway in the things that I've mentioned so far, that they will be single for years. They will be single for a whole entire lifetime. Women have rights equal to the female gender. Yet they think it's reversed. That they don't feel like that they have enough rights, and that they're not being accepted by society or even men when it comes to various other things, especially when it comes to what their wants and needs and 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 also and the reasons of why they want so many things that are illogical. Like, oh, we we um we want these things because of this. Oh, we want these things because of that. Oh, we want this, but we don't want to spend our money on it. We want the men to buy it for us. And instead of the women buying things for the child or children, the man should do all the spending. Women should be able to save our money. The men are responsible to spend their money, even if it goes to the nearly broke or bankruptcies aspect of things. And we women want to have them think that we'll accept them no matter what. When we really don't. We want them to keep on having money, keep on spending money on us women. That's their mind. That's their basic mindset. That's a female mindset. There's no equal aspect to that. There's no fairness aspect to that. There's nothing positive to that. Yet they want us men to think that there is. That's part of the reason why the feminists right there. They want to be they want to a chance at the domination of things as they did in the matriarchal society aspect of things. They want the matriarchal society to be reintroduced as if the male dominated society has been taken over, as if the male dominated society is being torn apart, that society has to re-establish the matriarchal aspect of society. as it once was, where women have more say so because they think that by the fact of the male dominated society that men have more of a say so. Ever since the ERA, men have not gone to the points to where they were like king and knights of the round table. Yet women want men to be protectors, defenders of them. Women want us to risk our lives for them. When it comes to, say, a jealous boyfriend, or one that wants to be with them over any number of the other men, they want us to show how protective we can be, even if it means our lives. They want to tell you, and they want to tell you outright. That being the actuality, they'll try to tell you, "Oh no, we don't want you to be. We don't want it to be to where you get hurt or die." Really, the basic fact is that's a load of shit. The woman that accentuated her boobs and called the fact that women going against other women for men when it comes to men was and the fact that women are known to be known and viewed as at times catty, as she calls it. Well, that was a load of shit. And when it comes to the societal aspect of viewing women, they'll come up with any excuse, any number of excuses, just so that they will be seen as important or equal or on the same level as men. The basic fact is, humanity, we are all on the same level, even if it's not seen as such. Logical MGTOW Spock says, "You women are the cause and reason with your indecisiveness that why men do not want to put up with your crap anymore. Do not want to put up with your indecisive crap. The MGTOW men don't want to put up with your little mind game, mind control. And we're not going to put up with that no more. So and with the fact that if you want to go with the feminist and Me Too movement way, and you want us men to not have our own grouping, you cannot get all that you want, ladies. You don't want men to have all that they deserve, especially when it comes to the marriage aspect, especially when it comes to the fathering aspect. If women don't feel like they're being not only paid attention to, but also to where they feel that they would be, feeling like accepted in the marriage and which goes along with being happy and all this other stuff. They're not. The one thing is though, many MGTOW members are beginning to know this, and I've done this for a long time, even before I became full MGTOW. Is that and with the fact that I have a lot more knowledge than most men do. And I'm not going to say I'm better than any other gender and male gender. I'm not saying that at all. But the basic fact is that I have knowledge that maybe a number of men, even the young teenagers and the young 20-year-old men, don't realize. When it comes to women, seriously, not only the fact that I was raised by women. And yes, I know that many MGTOW members have stated that if you're raised by females, that you'll turn into them. You go into the same mindset of sorts. That's not always the case. If that was the case, I wouldn't be full MGTOW. Okay. I am 100% MGTOW. I do not want to put up with, I'm not going to put up with any of the indecisiveness of women. I'm not going to be putting up with the ongoing mind manipulation and mind games and lies and deceptive actions and whatnot that women pull with men. Because I've had my fair share of it. I've been cheated on by two different types of women. I've been lied to by the same two. I've been put through the ringer, if you will, by the same two, in their own special little ways of doing things and saying things. But what man has not really been through the ringer, or has been, or is about to be put through the emotional, psychological, metaphorical ringer? How many of you men out there that are not fully red pill, that are not fully MGTOW, that are still wondering what they should do, wondering what can they do better for the woman to accept them? Okay, here's the thing. We can rack our brains all our lives trying to figure women out. There are many psychiatrists even before our time that could not figure out what women truly wanted, because women are not really straightforward when it comes to that, or anything else for that matter. Women want us to think and want us to treat them as puzzles, trying to figure out, okay, if I put this puzzle piece, it doesn't fit there. Or if I put this puzzle piece there, okay, there we go. It fits. Or, wait a minute, the corner piece is not fitting, but the centerpiece fits perfectly. But yet that centerpiece could be up partial, which basically is not 100%. But women want us to look at that centerpiece of the puzzle as if it is fitting, when it's really not. Yeah, see, that's the complexity of women. That's the main complexity of women. They think they got, when it comes to an actual puzzle piece, they think they got us figured out. But where the puzzle pieces fit 100%, right? The Rubik's cube is all put into the same colors on all sides and ends of the cube. When it comes to men, but the Rubik's cube metaphor, when it comes to women, they want to keep us guessing. They want to keep us men guessing. But yet, but here's the other aspect of women though. They will try to put out there and try to believe that this is what women truly think and truly feel, that women think that men are complex. Yet when a woman is with a man, they think they figured him out. And men are complex, ladies. We men have been more than honest about us, of who we are and how we are, on every level practically when it comes to dating a woman. But they will not be the same to and for the man. They want us to keep guessing. If you men that are not yet MGTOW and not following the red pill, or have not even taken the metaphorical red pill yet, if you ask a woman that, they won't tell you the truth. They'll keep guessing. If you question them in any way, they'll get insulted. Like, how dare you question me? But it's okay for them to question us. How dare you say that about me? But it's okay to say shit that's negative and bullshit about us. That's the mindset of a woman. If you don't give me, here's the basis of another basis of women. If you don't give me what I want, like money and items, then you're not really ready for a true relationship with a woman. As if they know every woman. As if every woman wants the same that they want when it comes to items, money, you know, the base of materialistic shit and whatnot else. That they know the base of relationships when they really do not. Women think that they know more than us men. Hell, even I've run into women that think they know more than I do. Especially when it comes to relationships. Even online. And those women online don't know shit. I know more than they do. You want to call me Einstein? I don't care, ladies. But the basic fact is that if you really knew anything about men, you would know that one thing is that in order for a man to be with you, you can't be indecisive. Women cannot be indecisive. Women cannot be mind game-ish when it comes to playing with the male's mind and having us guessing. Women cannot be so non-descriptive of things and undecided of things, even when it comes to the type of person, or if they really want to be with a guy that they're dating or not. And then even in the 1990s, women have used this. It's not you, it's me. Really, in many men's minds, it's really the men. The woman feels that we haven't proven ourselves to them and for them, to their liking and level of acceptance. Therefore, they don't truly accept us as the figure of a man that they envision. But yet at the same time, they go into the aspect of the feminist movement of today and the Me Too movement of today, and they want us men to be wrapped around their finger, to do anything and everything for them, and when it's about them, and it doesn't, and they don't want it to be about the man. They don't want it to be really where it's 50-50. They want it to be women 60, 70, 80, 90, men 0 to 10, 20, 30. The one thing is, how do you women know of today that it wasn't that way in the matriarchal society? You are just trying to repeat the same shit. The same fucking crap that was dealt with by both sides and put through the test by both sides. When it comes to the relationship aspect and things and what have you else. And hold on a second. And one thing else is that how do women of today know that the reason because of their indecisiveness among other things is why the matriarchal society went completely downhill too quick to the point where it went to where it was redefined as the male dominated society. You could easily simply say that the beginning of women's indecisiveness and many other aspects of women that why the matriarchal society failed as it did. The one thing many women don't want to even admit is that the reason for the feminist movement is so they can reestablish the way things were under the labeling of the matriarchal society. And yet they'll say, "Oh no, we want equality. We feminists think that that things should be equal. Men and women should always be equal." That's a load of shit. That is a complete load of shit. Women don't want things equal, really. They want things to favor them. They want the woman to be the focal point because they feel that in the male-dominated society that the men have been the main focal point. But here's the thing. The more women follow the brainwashed feminist movement of things, the way the feminist movement establishes itself and changes itself, when the feminist movement finds out that various things are and have not worked, then they try to re brainwash the women that are in the same group to believe various other things that they feel that may work when it comes to even against men and society itself. The basic fact is that again that's based on indecisive. If one thing doesn't work for them, then they'll try another. Then they'll try another. Then they'll try another. Then they'll try another. And go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And yet they and then yet and when it comes to the feminist movement, they think that men will fall into the little trap of sorts. To where the man would have no alternative but to do what the woman wants and how the woman wants it done and various other things. Because they feel that they were put through the same trap. And they don't realize that that you know that they want equality. No, they don't. I can see that. Undead Chronic can see that women are not about equality. Women are not about fairness. Women are not about oh, men and women should be on the same level, but only when it comes to the females' ways of thinking. Though that's one particular thing that they will not add. You women do not get it, do you? You are not going to win the gender battle. And yes, it's the battle of the sexes. It's a battle of the the gender acceptance. The men are not really in the battle. The men are just sitting along the sidelines watching women fight a battle that's not really there. In the male aspect, okay? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's the large percentage of men in the general population of society and within this planet right as it stands, and it keeps on growing year by year, month by month, of course. It increases when it comes to the male gender. We're just sitting here, we're sitting there standing on the sidelines, if you want to use a football metaphor of things, as women keep on zigzagging through the field, trying to act like they're fighting against men and towards men, but yet, guess what? They're really fighting themselves, though. MGTOW members and red pill followers, red pill definers, that right there is the the bottom line of the whole thing. Coach Adams, MGTOW brother, that's the bottom line, that right there. We're on the sidelines on the football field, and we're just watching women go at each other, really, as they keep on being more indecisive every day, year, and month, trying to figure out what they can do, how they can do it, in order for us men to be subservient. But the more they find that they're losing the battle, they keep going at it. Oh, like they're invincible, or like they will never give up. But the basic fact is, here's the thing: when it comes to feminist movement on the field, on the football field, if you will, you don't get it, do you, women? We men are on the sidelines. We're not against each other. We're just sitting on either sidelines, even near the goalposts, watching you guys just completely become more indecisive as time goes on. And in the logical MGTOW aspect of more illogical, more non-realistic when it comes to many things besides materialism, money, and many other things, especially when it comes to men. You think that women think that they have us figured out to the points to where, oh, they know what a true relationship is based on, when they don't. Women think they know, oh, if a man doesn't do what the woman wants, they're not really ready for a relationship. All they're saying really is that you're not for me. I want materialism. I want this and I want that. But if you're not going to give it to me, you're not ready for a relationship. By doing that, ladies, you are doing what's known in the spiritual and metaphor and saying is a sin. Keep doing that, you're gonna lose more and more chances of ever being in a relationship with any person. Of course, there's simps like blue pill member, feminist kiss ass, Yogi Oats. Oh, there's several others. Trust me on that. But the ones that are tired of putting up with men and with women's bullshit, women's mind games, and indecisiveness, among other things, that we're on the sidelines, along with the MGTOW members. And eventually, if we induct those same men, we can easily induct those same men as MGTOW members as long as they take the metaphorical red pill continuously. And don't fall for the little base of known, and again, Star Trek metaphor, the tractor beam when it comes to women trying to pull us men to where they can control us of what we do and how we do it. The MGTOW members are the true MGTOW members are completely more than aware of that. Thereby, any type of tractor beam a woman tries to put on us MGTOW members, the ones that keep on taking the metaphorical red pill, and I don't mean take your red pill in reality, the metaphorical red pill, the one I'd be holding in my hand, but you don't see nothing happening. That's the basis of the metaphor. Women can be indecisive all they want, but each time they try to do the tractor beam to us men, it deflects. It goes right onto a simp, a blue pill, one that wants to acceptance by women, but we'll later find out that women don't really want to accept men for who and how they are. Women want men to do whatever the woman wants and how the woman wants, and what the woman says they have to they have to agree with, they have to side with. Mm, that is considered as well right now as feminist ideology when it comes to women wanting various things from the man, but the woman doesn't have to do anything in the basis of actual logical fairness when it comes to man between the two genders. Women will try to say that they do, but they don't. They don't even know the meaning of such. The only thing they know is what they want, what they need, what they feel they're entitled to, what they feel that they're entitled to and should be entitled to. Like you'll hear women say, "I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled to that. I'm entitled to get this from you. I'm entitled to get that from you. I'm entitled for you to basically kneel down to me as if because you're weak and I'm strong within myself." Men can be strong. Men are stronger than women in the reality of things, really. Women, you wanna be accepted. You have been accepted, but the type of acceptance is that you want is not really logical. The type of acceptance that women want, and and the so-called entitlement aspect, quote unquote, is not really realistic. But they look at it as what women want it, and what women feel that they should get, and what women really need is reality, is the way it should be. But they don't want to. They refuse to look at the aspect of men deserve a lot of things, but we don't bitch about it. Men want a lot of things, but we don't bitch about it because eventually we will get it with or without a woman on both accounts. Yes, there may be men out there just hit it and quit it. But the basic fact is that women, so with the fact that women are so damn indecisive, then you might as well put yourself in the aspect of Maury Povich. This Maury Povich talk show, that is. You are not the father! And watch that woman run right off the stage, either direction. When they think it's definitely you who is the father. Oh, they'll come up with a lot of statements and what have you. But until they find out that they've been fucking around way too much and way too long, and they don't really stick with that one person because of their indecisiveness, and they're so worried about not being accepted, and they are so worried about them not being entitled to shit, especially when it comes to men. And even when it comes to unrealistic, illogical things, when it comes to materialism, that they deserve to get all the things that you don't really need, that you'll find that women essentially put on the sidelines and forget about after a number of months and years and days and weeks at some point or another within their lifetime. But they don't want to admit that when they want to keep on having the guy pay for more shit. And the more the guy does these things for them, the more that they are supposedly long with them, or so they claim. But yet they want a strong, independent man. They want a guy that will give in to them. But yet, guess what though? That's what they want. They want every guy to give in to them as if they're the dominant gender, as they once were more than 100 years ago in the matriarchal society. You want to know what the matriarchal society was about? Or what it is truly? The matriarchal society was the domination of the female gender, where women had more of a higher leverage in a matter of speaking. Yes, they got what they wanted. Yes, they got what even the unfairness of things when it came to men. But be that, of course, the men got the unfair advantage. But now, with the male dominated society, women think they're being unfairly sized up. But yet, when it came to matriarchal society, men were more than unfairly sized up in the sense of acceptance, in the sense of e- equality and various other things. But in the dating field, as it were, that's how it is for men already. women think that they have the upper hand when it comes to the, well, I don't know if I see him as a father for my children. And when they get into the points of where they view it in a maybe kind of a vague way, and yet they won't admit that part is either. Or and yet when you ask him, when a man asks him that, oh yeah, I see you. You are the perfect person to be a father to our children. And then when they feel that they're not satisfied, even in the marriage, the court system is at their leisure. The court system, the United States court system, is at the disposal of all women. And then the woman tries to drain the man of his finances and uses a percentage of the finances, not only for the child, but mostly for them, mostly for the woman. So they can doll themselves up again and try to get the next simp blue pill. And it's a repeating cycle. Because women are so indecisive that they don't know what will truly make them happy. They are so indecisive, even in relationship aspects and marriage aspects, that they do not truly understand what will and what can truly make them happy. They'll come up with a lot of shit, but the end result is a big question mark to them. Still. And yet, when it comes to MGTOW, they don't like it when the MGTOW members say things that are more than 100% true about them. Because they don't want to admit various things that are true about them. Even if it's in the base of derogatory. Or the fact that they are indecisive. Or the fact that they don't know truly what they want, even though they'll try to admit that they do, when they really cannot really, within themselves, really admit and fully grasp of what they truly want, because they don't even know, because that question mark is still there. And if they were to look in their hand, they'd see any number of things in the visual, conceptual things, conceptual, psychological way of things, right? But yet they won't know which one to choose. And at times, they can also go to the point, wait a minute, I thought I knew what I wanted. And that's the base of women right there. They grasp something, they think that it's what they want for them and their future and time beyond. But then when they go to the points of being unhappy or it's the man's fault, when it's really not the man's fault, for the fact of their unhappiness, when the man has done practically almost everything to the points of wearing himself out in the sense of making an income for both of them, especially while they're married and dating or in a serious relationship about to be married aspects, especially women, you do not get that, do you? You do not get that. You women will not admit that. I'm not gonna boast or nothing, but the basic fact is that each time I make a video, I come up with various numbers because I've more than recently kind of put things together in my mind. And as I see woman after woman, it doesn't matter what age, from 30s, 40s, and 20s, and teens, right? Even the ones that are clean, that seem to be with a man, and they try to look as happy as possible, but they're really not inside. That's part of their indecisiveness. You could go to the aspect of going to where if a woman prays, they'll get a spiritual pathway of where they know they would definitely know what they want, on the type of things that they want, and on how to get it and various other things. Right? The basic fact is that in a spiritual aspect, though, we are put on this planet to figure things out for ourselves. Yes, our Heavenly Father is going to be there, and our Savior is going to be there to guide us and to help us through things, both genders, both male and female. But we are to figure out things for ourselves, especially when it comes to relationships. And even if it goes to the point of where the woman is indecisive, that's not the men's fault. Things just happen. There has been a time to where men have not figured out exactly what they want. And it still happens from time to time when it comes to men. But we don't blame the woman for it. We go on figuring it out for ourselves. And those men who try to blame the woman for it are not really being who they are. And I'm not judging. I'm being honest. Although it is to say that many MGTOW members are so sick and tired of women, even to any extent or level, that they will go to the points of blaming women for it. Understandable. Understandable. But later on, the MGTOW members will later find out, and do later find out, it's not the woman's fault for us not knowing what we want. But yet, when it comes to a woman, they'll try to do anything and everything to blame the man for the woman to be indecisive. Let's put it this way. Say, for example, let's put let's put the generality of sodas or beers. Okay, let's start with the sodas first, or juices as well, because I know there's healthy women that are vegans. One of them being Maya Bialik. She has her own issues. And of course, if Maya Bialik needed someone to talk to and to help figure out shit, especially psychologically, under logical psychiatry, I can do that. I can help a person out. But it won't go to the points of this or things like items, you know? Okay, now say the men, okay, ladies, let's say there's a group of men, a number of them are in the category of Coca-Cola. I like a 12-pack, for example. And the other group of men are in the aspect of, say, Sprite, 7-Up, or Pepsi, or anything else in the grouping like that. And say you go over to, say, the 7-Up or Sprite or Dr. Pepper, and you try them out, right? Then you become still deeper indecisive. Then you go to the store the next time around and get a 7-Up or a Coke or a A&W or a Pit or Pib or something, right? Then you're not even sure exactly if you want to keep that as your drink. Same thing when it comes to Miller Genuine Draft, Coors, which tastes like this water, by the way, and or Corona or Budweiser or Jack Daniels or Schnapps, any flavor, or Tropicana juices or Welch's multiple types of flavored of juices. Um, your any flavor of, say, shall we say, um, frappuccinos from Starbucks, for example. Women are so indecisive; they don't know which one they should stick with. They say, "Okay, yeah, this one's okay. I think I'll stick with this one." Then years later, "Oh, I think I'll go to something else." Then years later, after that, it changes and changes and changes and changes. Yeah, people do change over time. But once you choose something, you should know. When you choose a man, for example, ladies, you should know. You cannot treat us like we're items that you can return if you're not happy. And yet you blame the man for it. When really it's not the man's fault. Men could easily look at it the same way. But guess what? We know enough, at least most of us know enough, that it's not really the woman's fault. Although there are many things that are the fault of women, though. And I can go into that. Women have gotten to the points to where they're not sure exactly. They're so indecisive, and at times, even in the marriage aspect, they become so unhappy that they end up cheating on their significant other, being the man, yeah, the man that they're with, be that is the man that they're seriously dating or married to. They think by doing that they'd be able to figure things out, and then right when they think they figured things out, they use the court system and then start being with the other idiot, and then the whole cycle repeats itself. Women will not admit to that, but it's the truth. And yet, the more they are indecisive, they still go to the points of trying to blame men. But right when they hit the metaphorical wall, because they head into it as the older and the more they age, they go to the points to where they go right into it, and that wall will not break to where they go right through. It will literally just fuck them up. Let's put this particular thing. Here's the woman. Here's the wall. As they age, and the more they're indecisive, and the more they become so-called unhappy, bam! They won't be able to break through. That wall is too damn strong. What happens? What happens is they fall apart into little bits and pieces, such as like this. Yet, even before they fall into little bits and pieces, even as they try to break through the wall when they can't, and they find out later they can't, and even before they hit the wall, they become infertile, not able to have children, not able to bear a child or children, because there are women that are able to have more than one child at a time, at least two or three. And then it goes down to two or one. And they think that the feminist movement will help them understand things and better able to level things out for them, within them. No grouping, no grouping for females will help them logically and realistically to help them figure out the ways of things, why things are the way they are, and various other things. As I've said in the spiritual sense, we are put on this planet to figure things out for ourselves. Yes, our Heavenly Father will help us, and in our Savior's name, but the rest is up to us. That's the base of what's known as a spiritual trial. I don't mean to get religious on people here, but I'm being honest. You can look at it in any way that goes within the same confines, but it will not change. No matter how much the woman wants it to change, it will not change. No matter how much the man would want it to change, especially in the spiritual sense, to try to figure out women, it won't. Because the women don't want it to change when it comes to knowing about the true complexities of women. It's not going to change for when it comes to what women see as the complexities of the male gender, or men, to put it simply. There may never come a time to where we men truly know what women want, because women obviously do not truly know what they want. There's many psychologists and psychiatrists that have wondered that for many years. When it comes to women, it's a puzzle unable to be solved, because that's exactly the way women want it. They won't admit that, more often than not. They won't admit that aspect and truth and logic of it, but the basic fact is, because everything a woman wants changes over time. That large list of number of things that women just think that they are entitled to and say that they deserve, doesn't really change. It doesn't decrease, but it does decrease the more they see that they are not able to get what those particular things. Because the more they age, the more that list gradually goes down. But they want to still see it as the full list. Still, they think no matter what age they get, they still deserve it. And that's so. It may not. There may. That's why I say there may not come a time to where us men truly are able to figure out women. But yet at times I know women think that they figured us out, but they haven't. So MGTOW members and hopefully future MGTOW members and soon to be MGTOW members and red pill followers, you might as well end up saying we'll be on the sidelines. Us men will be on the sidelines. Every male gender will be on the sidelines, watching the indecisiveness of women on the football field. Yes, we may be able to pull in one and then hit it and quit it. And to where they think that they actually got a person. But they don't. Which, of course, that's a sinful aspect if you want to go religious aspect on that. But that's the way the ball bounces. But we are forgiven. It's equal as much as women are forgiven for things. But the one thing is, the more a woman does infidelity, and it's happened more often than not that women do it more, and when it comes to the infidelity and adultery aspect of things, that women have done and are still doing more than men, more than most men, even nowadays. As much as it was said in the 1980s that men were the ones that committed the infidelity and adultery, which basically I'm not going to say whether it was true or not. No matter the reason or no matter the situation or what have you, it is not it doesn't solve anything. Women, you are so indecisive that you go to the points of infidelity and want to be forgiven. But when it comes to the guy doing the infidelity or adultery thing, especially even if the woman wants to be forgiven for the adultery action, and expects the guy to forgive her and still be with her, and everything's as normal as possible, but yet they eventually do it again and still expect the guy to forgive her. That will never happen. You are never going to be forgiven, women. Yes, men will say that they have forgiven you, but a true man does not forgive a woman for her indecisive adultery actions and her indecisiveness and her actions of infidelity. Because women truly don't accept and will a woman will never and has never forgiven truthfully a man for doing the adultery infidelity action behind the woman's back and against the woman, in another way of putting it. But yet the woman expects the guy to forgive them for their infidelity or adultery actions in the sense of cheating. Just because they're of a gender, because of a particular gender. That will never happen. Not with me, not from any one of the MGTOW members, but the blue pill ones that don't think they can get anything or anyone better, they might. They'll be paying for it along the way, but such as things do, people do learn many things. I pray that men will wise up. The ones that go to the points of like where they don't feel that they'll get anyone better, that they'll automatically forgive the woman, but know that the woman will never forgive them if they did it. as if it's an okay thing for women to do it and still be forgiven, but it's not okay for the men to do it. And you know, it's a vicious cycle. So women, you cannot complain. Your indecisiveness is because of you, not because of general society, and it's not due to men either. It's not because of the reason of men either. It's because of you, women. I can help many women, but the one thing is that a person can do so much in the sense of helping a person out. From then on, it's up to the person themselves. After the assistance or advice, even in the sense of prayers. Yes, Heavenly Father and our Savior will help you, but even before and during and after, it's up to you. Many men gradually will find this out to be true, even in the spiritual aspect of things, if they don't already know this. Coach Adams, I think also, MGTOW brother Coach Adams knows this. MGTOW Red Pill follower and Undead Chronic knows this. Hopefully, in his own way. The Sandman, a MGTOW brother of the Sandman knows this. Many true loyal MGTOW members know this. And we can teach those who want to become MGTOW and those who want to go the metaphorical red pill way. In the sense of taking the metaphorical red pill. Not don't take an actual red pill. Don't take an actual red pill. Or a pill in general. It's the metaphorical. Once you do that and listen to more of the MGTOW members outside of yogi, you will see the true aspects of MGTOW. And you will see there's many different understandings of women. That's granted. But you will see each one have many different things to say about it. But the one thing is, do not fall into the mindset of Yogi Oats. He does not know what he wants. He does not know anything. He's not a psychologist. He's not a theologist or theorist. He's not alpha because he doesn't know the true meaning of being an alpha male. Yogi Oats does not know the true meaning of being a ladies' man either. He's going to go through if he goes through his life by thinking that he's the alpha male, that the MGTOW members that even go against him don't know what they're talking about and all this other shit. Like and as if he acts like as if Yogi Oats acts like if he's the alpha male when he's really not, by going, I'm not impressed. That doesn't prove you're an alpha male, Yogi Oats. Not one thing of what you've been talking about, even when it pertains to the MGTOW members and the MGTOW way. You don't know what it is to be a true MGTOW. Yogi Oats. You're not a true MGTOW, as you posted on your video in midair, or mid-screen, or side screen, right about here, in the sense that right there, like right there, essentially. So Yogi Oats, quit trying to prove yourself in being someone that you truly are not. Accept the fact that you are a simp, a blue pill, a mangina, a weak little boy or man that is subservient to the feminist attributes and ways of thinking, which basically would go to the point to where you'd be close to the only one, if not soon to be the only one, that's as equally as indecisive as women. Think about that. This is logical MGTOW Spock saying live long and prosper. And if you have any questions or if you want me to talk about anything, especially logical psychiatry of things, please let me know. Even if you want me to discuss anything in the sense of on the MGTOW video. Have a good day.